Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and this is Just Genealogy, and we continue our journey in Genealogy Standards. Today, we're going to talk about standard number 16, flexibility. And I remind you that I do not speak for the Board for Certification of Genealogists. This is my own personal opinion, and you can take it for what it's worth. So 16, flexibility. Genealogical research plans may initially comprise only one or a few resources. As genealogists follow the plan, materials they examine might A, provide unexpected information, B, provide unexpected information, or C, suggest further resources to examine. Consequently, genealogists repeatedly add or otherwise modify their research plans. See glossary for definition of source. Now, I've almost had, in this area of standards for researching, I've almost had a constant theme. And that theme is, the underlying theme is you have to have a research plan, which means you have to have a research question, which means that that research plan is not in concrete, that it is in fact very flexible and it should flow. And this is the standard that makes that reality. So you recognize that you are going to modify your research plan. And in some cases, you might end up modifying your research plan in your head anyway, more often than you think, but on paper or in your computer, daily. I wouldn't be doing it more than daily because that's pretty much wait and bring it all together. I think one of the neat things about this one is may initially comprise only one or a few resources. That is so funny to me because don't forget, part of the genealogical proof standard is exhaustive search. And one of the biggest problems in doing an exhaustive search is knowing what to search. So the younger you are as a genealogist, the fewer sources you may have to look for things. But as you get older or more mature or experienced or whatever lousy word you want to use to describe old people like me, I'm not old anyway, who've been doing this a very, very long time, is the number of sources you have in your research plan, in that you know things that when you're starting out, you don't know. And life in genealogy is just the process of learning what you don't know. Now, many of you know me personally, and many of you know that I am a know-it-all. My role in life is to have the answer for everything, or at least the guidance for how to get to the answer of anything. And I never have a problem standing up in front of people and just answering questions off the fly. I think it's called Stump Craig. I have a plaque or something that says that on one of my walls. Actually, it's not on the wall. It's in a box because I don't. Walls are for bookcases. They're not for, and an occasional map, but not anything else. So, but the reason I'm able to do that is my research plans are not one or two sources. They're more than one or two sources because I know things. And you too can know things. And that comes with experience. So think for a moment, and I'm not going to provide the answer, but think for the moment all of the different ways that you could find the fact that somebody married somebody in, say, 1920. All the different ways. How many can you come up with? Just think about it. You should be able to come up with at least 5 different ways. And keep thinking about it until you come up with 5. There's probably really 6 or 7. So recognize that according to Standard 16, again, common sense, research plans are not in concrete, they are flexible. And expect that research plans will result by following them and you're finding information and you're not finding information and also finding other places to look, which means that you should update it. And if you remember from last week, I said, don't spend time in the repository updating your research plan. Do it later when the time resource is not as valuable. And probably don't do it more than once a day. If you're updating updating your research plan on the fly is almost like looking at email every 20 minutes in hopes that someone has sent you a message. Don't do that. So this has been Craig. This has been Just Genealogy. And I think we have 2 more to do on standards for researching before we get into actually collecting data. I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you soon.